the head coach of the Bisbee football team. So.
Good morning, I'm Chris Vertrees. I'm the Pathways Program Manager. This is Alison Van Gorp. She's our job developer. And what we want to talk to you about today is a way to extend our program. Our grant is about ready to expire on January 28th. We've been extremely successful, which we'll just demonstrate in a few minutes. But we want to find a way to carry this on because it has such a community good that it needs to be carried on, and that's what we're going to try to demonstrate to you, that we think it's feasible to do it. We have a very narrow focus. We're not trying to infringe too much on the public sector. There may be some crossover, but ours is a program, and that's what we want to make real clear. It's not an agency. We're not trying to make this a long-term, we take a guy and keep him employed for 3 or 4 years. We're looking at taking the training we've given him and giving him an opportunity to use that training to actually turn it into a full-time job down the road. Okay, the purpose of the...
See that screen okay without our heads annoying?
Can I just
Well, your head is kind of big there.
I've been told.
Mr. Chairman, can I just point out something? It's just so that if somebody's reading this, this says that it was terminated in January of 11.
Oh.
The
2012, January of 2012.
So if,
It's a
just,
typo there.
so that if somebody was going back through and say, no, it was already terminated.
Thank you.
I usually not that big.
Yeah,
right.
Sure.
I have board members that yell at me when I do that.
January 28th of this next year. Okay, purpose of our proposal is just to demonstrate that the feasibility of a temporary labor program within our region. And some of the big reasons we want to do this is we have developed, Pathway started basically from scratch. It was SEAGO's first step out into the job development training arena. Had a little bit of case management with aging, but there's some skills that have been developed in the terms of training coordination, job development. We put 72 people to work into our program, full-time jobs, and in this market, that's I really feel is a pretty good accomplishment. Training coordination weekend tomorrow, if somebody came to us and they said, we would like to have an OSHA 10 class for 15 people. We have demonstrated the ability within 2 weeks to recruit 15 people, organize the training through our partners, Cochise College and ETC Compliance Solutions, and within 3 weeks have them back out the other end. So we can recruit, train, and spit them out at the other end within 3 weeks. We just did that with a building analyst program, and we just did that with an OSHA 10 and an MSHA training program. So those skills are very valuable to our community. Next we have a large, well-trained, readily available labor pool. We've trained over 300 people, and right below it tells you some of the skill sets we've got. We've got right now 10 nationally recognized solar installers. By the end of the month, we think we're going to be at about 20. We have 10 building analysts, performance analysts living in our community. We have about 35 heavy equipment operators. These are OSHA certified heavy equipment operators in backhoe, all-terrain forklift. We've got 8 asbestos removers in the community right now. If we get extended, we're going to try to add 10 more asbestos removers into the community. Lead paint renovators, we've got about 35 of those sitting in there. OSHA 10, we've got about 70. And then we've got HAZWOPER, we're sitting around 45 to 50, and MSHA around 60. So we've got a really well-trained labor force. We took these guys from really no skill set to skill sets that are extremely valuable. Some of them didn't even have a GED when we got them, and now they're certified solar installers. This is our progress to date. The milestones right there. These are some of, just a few of the national markers. We've exceeded every national marker but this one. This is what NARC and DOL said we needed to hit when the program started. 625 people we had to reach. We've almost hit 1,200 people, 188% of our goal. Total participants, NARC and DOL said hit 250, we're at 371. Began training activities, they said hit 200, we hit 316. Basic skills training, that's the the job development skills, the how to build a resume, how to go out and interview, how to dress for an interview, how to deal and work in, with complex issues in the workplace. And we did that. We've got 200 that's completed their training program from the 150 targeted. National certifications, living in our community now. We got 359 people with nationally recognized certifications living in our community. And then training-related employment, we're marching on. We've got 73 so far. Our target was 126, and we've got leads, I think, to hit the 80 mark and maybe above it by the end of October. So we're still getting close to our national market. I think we'll hit it by January.
What is
So-
that, Chris?
What's that?
What does that training-related employment mean?
That means that we've trained them, and they've got a job based upon that training we gave them. If we trained a guy in heavy equipment operations, he's got a job heavy equipment related. If we did it in solar, he's got a job solar related, or there's some type of tie-in with that training that led him to get that job. So that's what we've accomplished so far. And again, what we're trying to say is we don't want to lose this. And I'll talk to you a little bit more about that in a second.
Just before you go on, those 73 jobs that we placed so far, are those all full-time benefited jobs, or are they running the gamut?
There's a variable, there's some, most of them are at least approaching that 30-hour-a-week mark. 71 of those 73 are actually in our community. We've only shipped 2 out of our community, so we've been able to place them locally. So yeah, there is a gap. As long as they are working more than 20 hours a week and they're on tax rolls, we can't count them if it's under the table. That still happens a lot. We got a few doing that, but these are on tax rolls, paying taxes, and trackable are the 73. Now our niche, like I said, we have a really extreme narrow focus. Is our niche is we're looking to take advantage of some outsourcing trends. As we go out in our job development and we try to talk to people and see what we need and try to place guys, that was our initial focus, is to place. We go to these solar companies, they're very portable. That means one week they may be down here in Sierra Vista or in Douglas. There's a project coming on Douglas. And what they do is they bring those people out of the region. They bring them from Tucson, from Phoenix, and they take that money back out of here. We want to be able to offer those guys, these people, when you come down here and through our talking to these people, the best thing in the world they've heard is a temporary labor that is skilled and certified in the things they want to do. Same thing with BPI analysts. Some of the stuff we've done in the asbestos removal is a real key component of our program, because that's a very specific skill set. It's a very expensive training. To be able to provide that to the community is a really strong advantage to our community, keeping that money in the community instead of bringing certified asbestos removers from somewhere else. And then we want to take advantage of our focus is our focus is here. We don't want to infringe on the public sector. We want to take our people, put them to work specifically in the green communities. Like I said, there may be some overlap, but in most cases we're taking our people and trying to put them into stuff they wouldn't have opportunities in other areas. And then again, we want to take advantage of the halo effect. We want to be nonprofit. Nonprofit keeps us eligible for grant money beyond the January 28th date. We want to be able to compete for grants to continue with our training portion of our program. We also, the halo effect in terms of, you got that statement, not for profit, they start thinking, hey, this is for the public interest. They're doing it for the public good, and we really are. We want to take the profits from this program, or if there is any profits, and recycle it back into training. And that's our goal. That's why we call it a program. We're not in it to make money. We're in it to take this money that we do make, recycle it back and train some more and move on. When they sign up into our program, it's an 11-month window. We want to get them in, let them get some work, get experience. And when you're in the job development sector, resume building is so critical. Even if we can just get them 6 weeks on one job, that gives them 6 weeks they can fill a resume with. And that's our goal, is to give them an opportunity to fill those resumes. And then as a result, at the end of 11 months, they actually leave our program. They can't return. And then they can actually If we can't do something for them, they can enter the public sector into the temp agency arena and go from there. But we want to use them, take advantage of our program and our training. So that's our niche. Our services, again, it's going to be temporary labor services. Again, our focus is on the green stuff. Trying to find them work in solar, asbestos removal, building performance, stuff like that. Customizable training, like I said, our ability to take a request for training and to recruit it, staff it, conduct it, and then get them back in with the certification is, I think, our biggest strength. And recruitment services, like I said, we can get out there and we can get the bodies quickly. We've got very strong relationships with the workforce development agencies around here, with faith-based organizations. We're able, like I showed you, our goal was just to recruit 600. We were able to reach out and bring in almost 1,200 people, at least to send us a referral, or at least to make a phone call with interest in our program. So we've got, if somebody calls us and say, hey, we need this, specifically in our green focus, we can provide it. And then job placement services, that's the end goal of our program, is to use this 11 months to find them enough work and build their resumes that at the end, they actually are placed.